Can anyone hear me now? Just wondering if anyone can hear me now. Can anyone hear me? Yes! Got it. Great stuff. Okay, finally. Okay. That took a while. uh, okay. Sorry about all that. This YouTube live thing is a little different now. Now I have to use an encoder. I do like the change though overall. Like for example, I can actually see the live chat right now. Like I can see you, Turtle Lost in Space. I can see you, Kakashi Leonhardt. Which is something that I had to kind of refresh manually before. So it's going great. It's great. Um, it's loading. Well, another thing to remember is that my broadband is pretty slow, pretty crap. So I just started broadcasting again, but in a different resolution. Let's see if that makes a difference. I think it's still doing the same thing. So I've lowered the resolution again. Um, I'm just wondering if that'll make any difference. I wonder is it the dropped frames thing? No, dropped frames it should still get through no problem. Is it still stop starting? Okay, maybe it's working now? Has it done anything wrong yet? I mean, from my end, it seems like it's not stop starting. So, is it good? Oh, okay, that's strange. I got a. It's good for Anthony Liberty, but it's not good for Turtle. Ah, dang it. Okay. Oops. No, 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 no. Okay, so I've reduced the bitrate again, and I've also reduced the bitrate for the audio. How is it now? Okay, let's continue on from here then. Okay, um, so I don't know if you guys heard at all what I was talking about before, but let's start again. Okay, so I intend to do this monthly, or I intended. I don't know. It went so badly this time. I don't know if I should even bother again in the future. Um, but I intended to do it monthly, and I'll see how it goes. And there's a couple of reasons why I want to do these monthly live streams. Number one is that I hate YouTubers who their videos are all live streams. So minimum, I'd want to do 2 videos in between each live stream. So hopefully that would encourage me to put out more content, and hopefully it wouldn't encourage me to stop live streaming. But anyway, so back to that content making. So okay. So in regards to content, I had a bit of a break, as you guys probably realized. I think I stopped around September. I came back like late November, early December, something like that. And I don't know, like since then I've been kind of sporadically putting out content, but like very irregularly. And there's a couple of reasons for that. A couple of reasons why I've been so irregular. I've kind of touched on it in videos, um, but I guess there's a couple of reasons. One is that I'm just not so sure about the content I make now. Um, I mean, is it entertaining? Is it good? I think the reviews are entertaining and good. But really, I think that's the only time that I actually make good videos now. Um, Beyond that, I just think that the rest of my videos are kind of subpar. I don't know. That's kind of put me off a bit from actually making videos. Oh, I can see it buffering. I hope that didn't come out on you guys. But anyway, yeah. So I guess I've had a bit of a crisis in confidence in terms of my videos. Now, to be fair, when I say that I'm making subpar videos, like there are some that I like. Like I like how that 24-hour manga marathon video came out. I was very proud of that. Um, and I think it came out very well. I think it was very entertaining. But I can't do a 24-hour manga marathon video every week. God Almighty, could you imagine? Could you imagine how my face would look after so much time commitment? Yeah. So I just don't know. I don't know about the content I'm making anymore. Yeah. So I've been kind of thinking about that. Um, and I just don't know. I just don't know. And I think one of the reasons why I want to talk to you guys now is I want to know why you guys like me. What about my content do you like? Is there any particular content that you think I should be doing? Um, okay, one of the things that I guess really distinguished me at the beginning of my kind of YouTube quote unquote career is the discussion videos, those discussion videos. And I'm very proud of those actually, but it's very hard to think of a topic all the time. I remember at the very beginning I was thinking of the all the topics. I was doing all the topics like really quick, really rapidly, and then I kind of burned out very fast. And now I've struggled to come up with even one topic to discuss because I don't want to be talking about meaningless, bull crap. Just to make a video. If I make a discussion video, I want it to actually be to mean something. I want it to actually be about relevant content. So it's very difficult to make videos. That's something I guess that it should be obvious, I guess, but I've been having that problem recently. Like, what kind of videos should I make? And I look at other channels, and the problem is a lot of the other channels that do manga on YouTube, I don't really care about. Um, like I really hate the idea of chapter reviews, even if it's like chapter reviews of legally gotten content. Like what I mean by that is like even if you're subscribed to Digital Weekly Shonen Jump, and you are like doing a review on a Monday or a Tuesday or whenever that comes out, I still don't think chapter reviews are good content. But that seems to be like that and episode reviews um, seem to be the kind of content that's being made so frequently now on YouTube. It's really hard to actually make content. Um, I really think reviews, actually a retro game review. Retro game? What retro game is that now? One sec. Uh, I'm just kind of curious. Like, I don't know. I've just been thinking recently about my lack of content. And what I've been trying to figure out is maybe I should try to diversify. That's something I've been wondering about. Like maybe I should keep this channel. Obviously, I've worked very hard on this channel, so obviously I would keep it. Um, and I'd post up content, whenever I can on this channel. But I've been wondering maybe I should try making like two other channels. Like I was thinking, I've been playing a lot of video games recently, and obviously I've been considering making a Let's Play channel for a while. So I was thinking maybe that, and I don't know, maybe like recently, what like for example, just today, I go out to see if I gotten any post, and I got one sec. Where is it? I found that I got this. I've been picking up for some Final Fantasy trading cards, and I was wondering maybe it'd be worth, I don't know, making some video content about Final Fantasy trading cards. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of content I can regularly put out. What do you guys think of that? Like, do you guys think any of that is good? Do you think that that's stuff that I shouldn't do? Do you think that would distract too much from my main channel? I mean, I haven't actually played it. I like the feel of the cards. I like some of the art. Like, for example, like this is nice art. Um, what else is nice art? I mean, I like some of the like the 2D drawings. Like for example, I think this is really cool right here. Like this Ifrit from Final Fantasy Tactics. But then you get like some kind of in-game graphics, which I think look kind of ugly sometimes. Where was it now? I'm just trying to figure out where I put the other cards. Where the hell did I put the? Okay, just give me one sec. Oh yeah, here it is. So, um, just picked up the Final Fantasy 13 cards. I mean, I think like something like this looks good, but I don't like the look of say this card, which is like a picture from the actual game. I just think that seems kind of lazy, and in comparison to say, like Magic the Gathering, where you have like new artwork made for the cards. I do think that it's a little on the lazy side. I do like the look of certain cards like this, as I said. Um, and the feel of the cards is nice, but I do think that the actual overall art direction of the trading cards could be better. I haven't actually played any games of it yet. From the videos that I've seen, it looks like it's fun. Whether it beats out Magic the Gathering, I don't know. I haven't actually, as I said, I haven't played. It looks fun from the videos I've seen, but I don't know. As a Final Fantasy fan, I want to collect the cards anyway, even as a collector. Um, that's just something I kind of am. Like I'm still beating myself up from losing my Yuna figurine from when I was a child. Um, I mean, I would love to have that like displayed now, like Final Fantasy figurines. But anyway, yeah. So I do think that maybe that's something I should do. Maybe I think I'd feel less pressured if I diversified a bit in terms of channels. Um, a gaming channel, a manga channel like the one you're watching now, And maybe the card channel. I don't know. Like the card channel, maybe I wouldn't do much with. Maybe I should leave that for the moment. Maybe even if I just started with the gaming channel and then like put up some occasional manga stuff occasionally, maybe that would work better. I don't know. So that's just kind of some kind of spitballing that I'm doing right now. Beyond that, yeah, I don't know. That's just something I have to think about. Um, how long have I been at this? 25 minutes? Okay, it's been 25 minutes since we actually started the live stream properly, in terms of like good quality. Well, I shouldn't say good quality because, like, as you can see, the video footage that's coming to you is garbage right now. Um, I don't know. I don't know Turtle Lost in Space. Oh, good God, no. No, I don't want to make an actual career out of it. Um, because like I like okay if I'm gonna I don't really want to give too much details about the idea of my career, but I want to actually do a shop. I want to open a shop, and that's I'm actually taking some courses to try to kind of head towards that goal now. Like for example, I'm taking digital marketing right now. You know how to market online, and after that, I don't know, maybe some business management courses or something like that. Um, I just think like a shop based around like Japanese pop culture would be good. I have more ideas about it. Like I've actually drawn out kind of a really crappily drawn like layout of the shop, like what would be in each room, etc., etc. But I don't want to give those I don't want to give those too much details about like the things that would distinguish that store, just in case it got stolen. Um, but yeah, I do want to kind of try to become a store owner for like Japanese pop culture. That's kind of what my career kind of am aiming for now is. Um, yeah. Uh, so no, I don't want to make YouTube my career. But one thing that I am thinking about is the fact that YouTube is a fantastic way to build up a community. Like obviously, I've built up a community with you guys. I have well over 1,000 people now following my channel, which I'm very happy about. That's like well over 10 cinema screens. So like when you think about it like that, that's a surprisingly large audience that I can talk to. But I do think the more popular I become on YouTube, um, the easier it'll be in the future to kind of market. So that's just one thing about it. That's just one thing I'm thinking about. I don't necessarily want to become like crazy popular. Like I don't want to become like a 200,000 subscriber person or something like that. Um, it's just that I kind of just want to try to keep on kind of growing, and maybe that'll benefit me in the future. That those kind of thoughts. God, this is a very. I'm just speaking as I think. I guess that's the best way to do it. I don't know if I'm making a fool of myself or not. Yeah, I'm being surprisingly honest. Okay. Maybe we should make things a little more kind of jolly at this point. Do you guys want to ask me questions? And I can talk about them, answer them. Um, just see what you guys like. Just maybe to make this video a little more happier. This has been a very serious broadcast at the moment. So, if you got a cool, I'd recommend post it to pimp my setup. Top hat and champagne. Okay, I'll have to. I'm actually going to copy that into a notepad just so I can look that up later. This comment. Uh, what was my first manga series? Okay, this is one that I've answered a few times, but it's always good to answer that so that more people can see that. The first manga series that I ever bought was actually Naruto and Soul Eater, the volume one of each. I was in a War of Stones. I wanted to start, collecting manga, and obviously I started watching Naruto. I finished watching Soul Eater. So yeah, obviously I did what everyone does when they start collecting manga, and that is to buy manga that was adapted into anime that I liked. Um, That is kind of started out my kind of manga collecting. Now, obviously, when I buy manga, I tend not to try to not buy stuff that overlaps with my anime stuff. It's kind of my perspective on it is if I'm watching the anime adaptation, um, why am I reading the manga adaptation or vice versa? You know, unless there's something very distinct about them. Like for example, Soul Eater, I think like the second half is completely different to the anime. So you know that's a kind of a reason um, to 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 read those. Anyway, I'm just gonna post the comment into this file now so I can look that up later. Anyway, you haven't read Naruto Turtle Lost in Space? Wow. Okay, that surprised me. Nothing wrong with that. Naruto isn't like a fantastic series, but it's very popular. Um, so I'm a bit surprised, but perfectly fine. Um, So yeah, beyond that, I don't know. Like the first manga that I actually read in its entirety was Death Note, because I bought the actual box set for that. You know, the manga box set, and I just remember reading through it, and it's still one of my favorite manga. It like in my kind of holy, I don't know what the four ter- uh part of the Trinity is, like a four version of the Trinity is. But anyway, my top four manga are like With the Light, Racing an Autistic Child, um, Death Note, Girlfriends, and Ayako. And those are kind of like my four top manga. So as you can see, Death Note left quite an impact on me, and I still think Death Note is a fantastic read. I think it really holds up, and I think the anime adaptation is actually a bit weaker. I think some of the pacing's off. I kind of guessed that Turtle Lost in Space that you really like Bakuman, considering your thumbnail. I think Bakuman's really good. I really like Bakuman. There's a lot of people who say they like Bakuman more than Death Note, and I kind of disagree with that. Bakuman, there's a lot of really good things, but I mean, there's some storylines of it that aren't that great, and also, I mean, when you start kind of analyzing it from a feminist point of view, which I am, um, okay. But it is a bit sexist, like the kind of over, and that kind of bothers me slightly. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's a lot of sexist anime and manga that I actually do enjoy. Um, but you know, there has to be like something really good about them to kind of make up for the fact that they are somewhat sexist. Um, so yeah, that's it. I mean, Bakuman I still really like. Let me just say that I really like Bakuman. It's a really good series, but is it as good as Death Note? I personally don't think so. It's perfectly fine if you think it's better than Death Note. I mean, we're all entitled to our opinions, aren't we? Um, Turtle Lost in Space. Have you read Volume One of it? You got Volume Two, but I don't know if you've actually gotten Volume One. I tend to recommend to people buy Volume One, read that, and if you like it, continue. If you don't like it, give up on it. I mean, obviously, With the Light isn't going to be everyone's cup of tea. I mean, it's a Jose. It's about a specific situation about having autistic children, um, and some of it can be a bit melodramatic. Now, as someone who has autism, I can tell you that there are a lot of moments in my life that do seem very melodramatic. So I would say that it's not actually like it might seem melodramatic to normal people, but to me, a lot of it actually hits very close to home. So I don't know if it appeals to everyone, but I always recommend people to just try to get the first volume at the very least, whether they borrow it from the library or they buy the first volume. Okay. Yeah, sale bin in Waterstones is very good. Yeah, definitely picking up volume two in a sales bin was a great move. I definitely recommend that. Um, but yeah, what was I even talking about? I just had a brain fart right there. Um, oh yeah, so my basic point about it is try it, and if you don't like it, that's perfectly fine. We're all entitled to our own opinions. Um, Yu-Gi-Oh. I used to watch when I was young, of course, and I collected the trading cards. Um, but I, I obviously grew out of it. They dubbed the version, obviously. The the manga, I got the first volume, the very first volume. What I mean by that is, you know how there's like a 7 volume series of Yu-Gi-Oh before the Duelist thing. So I got the first volume of that, and like it was kind of all right, but I've kind of wanted to focus on other stuff. I don't know how it compares to Duelist. I think a lot of people say that 7 volume stuff is actually better than Duelist. So if that's better than Duelist, then I'm kind of like, I don't know. I kind of want to focus on other stuff. I'm sure watching in Japanese would be very interesting. See, I just wonder. I like these. I've never seen Dot Hack. I've heard lots about Dot Hack, particularly in debates about Sword Art Online, another series I don't like Sword Art Online. I'm just gonna put that out there. But a lot of people seem to like Dot Hack. I've never seen it. I've never had the opportunity to pick up like the earlier stuff, and there's a lot of people who say it doesn't hold up. Obviously, I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But I haven't tried it yet. Sakura, well, Card Captor Sakura. I watched Card Captors, the dubbed version when I was young, and I liked it a lot then. But obviously, it's garbage now. I've read all of the manga, and I love the manga. The manga is actually my favorite Clamp series. I think it's fantastic. The art's beautiful, the story's beautiful. Um, a lot of the characters are great. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them are. Um, I really like Cardcaptor Sakura, the manga. I've been wanting, like, I mean, I just said a moment ago that I don't like to cross over, between manga and anime, but I hear like there's a good few differences in the anime version, so I really want, I don't know, someone like Anime Limited to release Cardcaptor Sakura anime over here. Maybe on Blu-ray, because it's from Studio Madhouse, so it'll always look really nice. Um, yeah, I kind of want to make an exception of that. There are exceptions, sometimes when I want to pick up the anime version as well. Like if I really love the manga, or if I really love the uh, the anime, obviously I'm gonna try maybe getting the other version just to see what it's like. But most of the time that isn't gonna happen. The original Yu-Gi-Oh manga had nothing to do with the card games. It was short and way darker. Yeah, I definitely saw that. There was something about nudity or something about sexuality or something in the manga when I was reading that. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season Zero on Crunchyroll. I don't even know what Season Zero is. Um, Let me just look that up quick. Yu-Gi-Oh! Season Zero. What is that? Oh, that's the Toei animated version of that. Yeah, I had actually heard that had been adapted beforehand. I didn't know much about it. Is it on Crunchyroll? I mean, maybe I can give it a go if I don't know. I don't really like if you guys follow what I talk about in terms of how I like to consume anime. I don't like to stream. I just prefer to own stuff. Let me just type this in Yugi. Oh, okay. So I see like a good listing of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. There's some Yu-Gi-Oh GX. Is that the original or what is it? I see the library entries. Okay, this is like the Duel Master stuff. And you have season one subtitled. That's actually pretty cool that they actually have the. Is this the original anime? On It looks like it. Interesting. Maybe I should give that a go at some point. Just see how different it is to the dubbed version. I didn't even know that they had like uncensored, uncut Yu-Gi-Oh uh on the Crunchyroll. But I don't see the season zero unless I'm just missing it. What is it listed as on Crunchyroll? Like I see several listings. I see Yu-Gi-Oh, I see Yu-Gi-Oh, Yu-Gi-Oh Zexal, Yu-Gi-Oh GX, Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, that must be the ZLU. No, no, that's Zexal. What? I'm so confused. Oh, have you lost my audio? One sec. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I don't know. Yu-Gi-Oh. I guess that's kind of like almost a Gundam in a sense, in that it's very hard to figure out what timeline it is, what series to start on, etc., etc. I don't. It's very confusing, and to be honest, I don't know. Maybe for nostalgia's sake, I should give it a go again. But as I said before, I have so little time for stuff like that. I kind of want to try to diversify. Um, we're talking about Yoshihiro Tatsumi now. Actually, that's something that I'd love to start talking about. I only have a Drifting Life from Yoshihiro Tatsumi, which was a really good read. I really liked that. It was really good. Um, but I haven't picked up his other stuff, the other books, mainly because they tend to be relatively short. They're like, what is it, 144 pages about, and they tend to be like maybe the cost of a Berserker volume. Now, granted, they are a premium product. Like they're obviously not going to do sales numbers of say Naruto or One Piece or something like that. Um, but still, I don't know. I just find that a bit off-putting. I will try to get that at some point, of course. Um, but I don't know. For the moment, what am I even talking? Oh yeah, Yoshihiro Tatsumi. I keep brain farting. Um, uh, Old in Tokyo and Pushman. Goodbye, Pushman and other stories. Yeah, I definitely do want to pick them up, more of them up at some point. But I gotta catch up on other stuff. Um, like for example, I don't know how many of you guys actually saw my 24-hour manga marathon video, but did you see one of my friends actually bought me Tezuka, like the story? What was it? The Osamu Tezuka story. I think that's what it's called. That behemoth of a book, and that's something I'm really excited to start reading because, as you guys know, I'm a big Osamu Tezuka fan. So I definitely want to kind of read that, and then I have a bunch of other stuff to read before picking up more Tatsumi. But I definitely do want to get back to Tatsumi at some point, and I don't know, maybe I will end up having to just spend, the full price on them. As I said before, they're a premium product. Um, but yeah, I'll just have to work with that at some point. Um, Beyond that, Vanguard, I don't know anything about Vanguard. Um, I remember, like, the first time I ever heard of Vanguard was the fact that Vertical were publishing the manga of that. I don't know if they still do. I don't know if like Vertical ended up dropping it, or if I don't know, it finished in Japan, or I don't know anything about Vanguard. I just know it's a card game, and you know that's all I know about it. I don't know anything else about Vanguard. Um, Maybe the game's fun. I don't know. I just remember seeing some booster packs and decks as well in some stores. Obviously, trading cards can be pretty expensive, so if I devote myself to a trading card game, I might try, doing the Final Fantasy one. I mean, my friend, he has a bunch of Magic the Gathering decks, and he's pretty good about, like, if we want to play a game, I'll just borrow one of his decks. So I love Magic the Gathering. It's just that why should I kind of buy my own decks when I can just borrow other people's deck to play against them? Um, so I think I might devote myself more to Final Fantasy trading card game, even as a Final Fantasy fan. Um, but yeah, this is good. This is good talking. I'm actually having pretty much a good fun like talking to you guys about this stuff. It's pretty nice. Manga marathon. Manga marathon this year was very good in terms of the quality of the videos that came out. I think there were some very high quality videos that came out, but it was less than usual, and I guess I was a little disappointed in that simply because it seemed like there was going to be more than usual. But there were a lot of people who, didn't have the time to be able to do the 24-hour manga marathon. That's perfectly fine. I mean, I'd much rather, you know, some good quality videos rather than, a bunch of crap videos that no one cares about. By the way, I actually made a playlist. I might share the playlist in the actual chat, just in case you guys want to, check out some 24-hour manga marathon videos. I try to include manga marathon videos from like previous years as well, just so that you can start from the beginning. Uh, Beyond that, let me just take a quick glance for it. Da, 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 playlists. 24-hour. So there's 20 videos in it, which is pretty nice. That's a nice chunky playlist. Let me just put it in. There you go. So if you just want to check out the 24-hour manga marathon playlist, uh, it's up there in the chat. Yeah. I see some people talking about like that they didn't have the opportunity to do the marathon, etc., etc., and I'm perfectly fine with that. As I said before, better that some people do it and it be good videos than a bunch of people and they're crap videos. Um, okay, how am I doing time wise? About 47 minutes have passed. I think about another 13 minutes, and then after that, I'll stop. I don't want to make this video too long. Um, you know. So beyond that, what am I thinking? So just to kind of get back to just before all these questions. So were one of you guys recommending that I actually put some like of those other video, like I was saying, making other channels to do other content. Did I see someone saying putting the content that I was going to put on those channels onto my main channel? Because I'm just wondering about that. Like, if you do that, you kind of get a very kind of clustered, kind of messy main channel. And I know that there's a lot of benefits to, you know, putting a lot of content onto the one channel. Obviously, all of the subs will be concentrated on that channel. But I don't want to like push people away either. Like I don't want people who are subscribing for my manga content to like have to go through other content as well. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's just something that I read, back in the beginning of September, I think it was, or it might have been the end of August. I went to a YouTube Creator Day up in Dublin, and they were talking about like they were saying, don't be afraid to like make um, multiple channels like devoted to different topics, different content. Um, because for all you know, those channels could become bigger than your main one. That was kind of what they were saying. Um, I don't know. That's just something I was thinking. Have I read Batman Child of Dreams manga? I don't think so. I've read a Batman manga. It was, Bot manga, the one that DC put out. I don't think that's Child of Dreams, is it? One sec. Child of Dreams. It's no, that's much more recent. That's oh, it's released in America now, is it? That's cool. Okay. I don't know anything about it. All I experienced was the 1960s Bat manga. I believe it was 1960. It was very much based off of the old Adam West stuff. Um, Please make more unknown manga reviews. Yeah, I mean, it's not like I actively go out to make reviews about unknown manga. I tend to just review the manga that I read, and a lot of the manga I read tend to be more obscure. I mean, yeah, like obviously I do enjoy a lot of the mainstream manga, obviously, but these days I'm just finding a lot of the more obscure manga more satisfying to read. Um, like maybe Jose, as you said, Gakiga. Um, I don't know what other niches are there. I find a lot of them more satisfying to read. That's how I feel. Um, yeah. Have you thought of reading the manga to a live stream? And if you're not taking ad, Like reading a book audiobook. So wait, what do you mean by that? Like reading the text of the manga? Would that even work? Isn't a big part of it a big part of reading manga like the images? Like I don't know how like an audiobook version of a manga would work. That sounds like a very awkward idea. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know. Strongest Man Kurosawa. I've never heard of that one. Kaiji, is that the one with like the really unusual artwork, like really elongated faces and like really big chins? One sec. Strongest Man Kaiji. Uh, Mal. It definitely looks like his artwork. Yeah, big comic original. That's right. Is it in English? Is it? I don't remember hearing about it in English. I'm looking at the Mal right now. I don't know on Mal if they tend to mention. It says like okay, buy from Amazon. Does it even list? Did not match any products. I don't believe it's in English. Um, My Hero Academia. I've been considering that, but I kind of want to prioritize. Um, I want to prioritize. What was it? Like some other shonen series. What was it I was reading recently? Assassination Classroom. I might prioritize that first, and then I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to My Hero Academia. I still have yet to finish off Naruto as well. I actually have volumes 49 to 72 upstairs unread. Um, so I have to kind of finish up some stuff first before I move on to new series. And yeah, Anthony, I think there probably would be some copyright issues there. I mean, it's a nice thought, but like, I guess what you'd have to do, I don't know, maybe you'd have to contact the actual publisher, see if they, and even then, you'd probably want to do something a bit more professional than an actual like a video on YouTube. Like I don't know how, there's those videos. I don't know how popular they are, but it's like where they actually have like the manga artwork like mildly moving, and like you have some voiceover of the actual dialogue. Maybe then you could do something like that. I don't know. They wanted to do that with Lone Wolf and Cobb, but I believe the crowdfunding didn't work with them. I think it failed quite miserably. And it kind of makes sense. I mean, as cool an idea that is, why spend so much money to make that when you could make, I don't know, a Lone Wolf and Cub anime, a Lone Wolf and Cub live action movie, etc., etc. Um, yeah, I think it's a cool idea, but it would have to be done a lot more kind of economically. Um, well, I'd read it and have the manga artwork on screen, like you said right now. What do you mean manga artwork on screen? I'm a bit confused by that. Uh, okay, you'll kind of have to answer me to that. Thank you, Skipena725. I always do try to make the reviews as good as possible, obviously. Um, but yeah, just before I go on with that, Anthony, I do think that there'd be a lot of copyright issues with that idea. Unless you have like permission from the company, obviously involved, and then you'd probably want to involve them. You'd probably want to probably make it different than the form you'd be taking. But you know, maybe that'd be the next kind of audiobook, except that it would be a manga audiobook, like a manga slideshow or something. I don't know. Maybe that's an idea to go to go that maybe that's an idea that might work very well in the future. Um, be kind of like a weird movie almost or weird animation. Um, so anyway, thank you, Skipena. I appreciate hearing that my reviews are good. I hope that there's some reprints of Lady Snowblood as well. Um, I mean, I obviously want to collect more Kazuo Koike. I actually have the movies out. I bought the Lady Snowblood movies recently on Blu-ray, but I haven't actually watched them yet. Um, I want to watch them, and I want to try to get the Lone Wolf and Cub movies as well. But with those, I've been waiting until I finish reading the manga, which I can actually do. I've got the last omnibus recently, so I'll be able to finish that off at some point. I don't know if there's any spoilers for the manga in the movies, but I didn't want to risk it. So I'll read the manga first, and then maybe try to get my hands on the movies. Some of your favorite manga of all time? I think you did send. Well, some of my. You want me to list some of my favorite manga? I mean, I listed some of them a while ago. I absolutely adore Death Note, With the Light Raised an Autistic Child, Ayako, um, Girlfriends. Like those would be my top four. Not in any particular order. Like kind of With the Light Raised an Autistic Child is number one, and then the other three are kind of like all level beneath it. Um, Beyond that, some of my favorite. I always find it so hard to break down favorite manga. I usually break them down by demographic. Like obviously, I love Hunter x Hunter. I love Pink. Pink from what's her name? Oh, I always forget her name. God, I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But Pink, the manga from Vertical. I love that manga. I think it's a fantastic read. Um, what else do I love manga wise? Lone Wolf and Cub, as I was just talking about. I think Lone Wolf and Cub is a fantastic series. Gundam: The Origin, absolutely amazing series. Um, there's a lot of manga that I really like. Um, and maybe I could make some slapdash video, like a top 10, like just a top 10. But even then, I don't like the idea of ordering them. Like obviously, I can clearly put uh, With the Light at number one, and then I have the other three kind of all in the same level, and then beyond that, it's kind of like some of them I'm not really sure how they rank against each other, you know. So I don't know. Ordering those videos are always a bit awkward. Yeah, I'm on Mal. If you want, I can probably find myself on Mal, and I'll put it into the comments, and you can friend me on that. I tend to just accept friends on Mal, without really checking out their profile. I used to check out their profile, but now I just accept them because, why not? Why not? Um, just putting it into the comments. Here you go. It's right there. Kyoko Okazaki. That's it. Kyoko Okazaki. That was it. She's the author. Yeah. I've read Helter Skelter as well. I thought Helter Skelter was an interesting read, but I didn't like it as much as Pink. Um, Lone Wolf and Cub, the reason that's flipped, the reason for that, as far as I'm aware, is because when they did the original translation of it back in the early 2000s, was it? It was flipped because it was aimed at the more graphic novel crowd in America, and when they did the omnibuses, they didn't do like they didn't they'd have to like redo the sound effects and everything, which would be quite expensive. So they just decided to do it flipped. Interestingly, a new Lone Wolf and Cub, the sequel to Lone Wolf and Cub, that's actually in right to left, like that's the original orientation. It's just kind of like the Lone Wolf and Cub being flipped is kind of a holdover from the original translation, as far as I'm aware. Feel free to correct me if anyone knows better than I do about that, but as far as I'm aware, that's the reason. It's kind of like it's kind of like why Blade of the Immortal, those upcoming omnibuses are going to be flipped as well. It's because the original translation they are flipped, and it'd be quite expensive to go back and redo the sound effects to like redo the translation to have it like oriented the correct way. Ironically, if they started off with that at the beginning, it would have been cheaper overall. But what can you do now? You can't correct it. Thing commercial comes on, so boring. All asleep and wake up with credits going down. Damn, I missed you, Naruto. Okay. Okay, cool. I, as I said before, don't really stream on PC. I'm more of a Blu-ray person. I like collecting the DVDs or Blu-rays and watching them on my TV. The only time I had a draw on a Naruto game was with Rock Lee and Guy Sensei. I was like that funny knowing those guys. Crazy thing. Only time I had a draw on a Naruto game. Oh, a draw like tying. Oh, yeah, yeah. That sounds cool actually. That sounds funny because it does sound like the kind of thing that they'd actually would tie. Those games are really good. I like the Ultimate Ninja Storm games. I don't know if that's the one specifically you're talking about. I mean, I know there's a lot of Naruto games, but I do enjoy Ultimate Ninja Storm. They're really fun. Anyway, we've hit the hour mark now, so I'm thinking I might need to start, kind of beginning to end the video. Um, we didn't have really have too much viewership, but that's perfectly fine. I didn't really preface this much. I actually forgot to share this on Twitter, which but what can you do? Um, yeah. So I'll just need to Clash of Ninja 2, GameCube, double kick knockout. Sounds funny. Clash of Ninja 2 is yeah, definitely. You guys have been pretty good overall. I've definitely had a good time talking to you guys. Um, yeah, so I'll be finishing up pretty much now. I'll try figuring out um, what I want to do with the channel. If I want to trying up some gameplay videos at all, or do I want to just stick with manga? Will I make a second channel, etc., etc.? I don't know. I'll just have to see. But for the moment, thanks guys for taking the time to talk to me. It was great. If you guys want to talk, if you guys want to ask me any more questions, I'd kind of direct you to my ask.fm. I believe is it? No, it's not in the description. Well, if you go to the description of any of my other videos, you'll find it linked there. And if you want to like contact me in the future, just talk to me over Twitter. I'll be available through that. I'm more likely to respond to Twitter than I am on YouTube, to be honest. So yeah, and yeah, cool seeing you guys. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and bye bye.